Hello. In this video, we are just going to finish our jumping portal because from the last lecture, we noticed that you even jump when you touch the edges of the mesh, and we don't like that. We only want to jump when we actually, get to the middle of the portal. I think that's much better. Really what you need to do is if you open up your portal jump, the first step is if you select the portal mesh, currently in our current solution, we are jumping when touching the mesh. Now we are going to jump when touching this box here. So what you first need to do is select the portal mesh and go to the collision settings. You have something called collision preset. Select custom and make sure to select ignore on everything. Okay, we don't want the mesh to do anything at all because a box is going to do the job for us here. So make sure collision enabled is set to query and physics, and it really doesn't matter, but make sure it's query and physics just like I'm having here, and all of these should be set to ignore for the portal mesh. So what you need to do now is click on add and add a box component. It says box collision. I've already done that. So I'm gonna do that again, just so that you get some exercise and you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna delete this. So if you just click on add, search for box and add this box collision. I'm gonna go to the viewport again, select box. We need to position it properly, so I'm gonna do that. Let's see what size we have. Try to keep it somewhere in the middle. It doesn't need to be exact, but don't overlap the edges. Let's see. And I think this will do. I'm gonna Alright, we can always tweak this, but I'm gonna move it a little bit to the left. So it should look something like this. And make sure to select the box and search for generate. And make sure to select this collision simulation generate hit events. And I'm also gonna check the collision settings for this. If you go to the collision settings for the box, I'm gonna change it to custom and block everything. Let's see, I'm gonna change this to collision enable to query and physics. Collision enable query and physics. Okay, I'm gonna compile and save. Let's go to the event graph. And I think you had some on-component hit, but only for that mesh you had previously. So make sure you have on-component hit for the box. You can see that within parentheses it says box. And it should do the same thing for you because we want to have this on-component hit for the box, not the portal mesh, okay? Because we are not using the portal mesh anymore. So click on this. If I just do this instead, I'm gonna delete this so I can show you. You click on the box, right click, go to add event, add on component hit. So now we are using this on component hit for the box. So for the other reactor, I'm gonna connect it here, and then I'm gonna connect it here, and connect these together, of course. So we will then use this function. I'm gonna give this a try and see what happens. Let's see. All right, it works. And as you can see, if I go here, you can see that I'm going through this mesh here because we don't want to jump when we touch those edges. I only want to jump when getting to the actual portal. And I think the portal is really big. I'm gonna go to the viewport. Let's see what size I'm having here. I'm gonna change the size to 1. I think this is a little bit easier for us. And honestly, if you want to use some other, actor or mesh, should I say, feel free to do so. If you don't like to use a portal for that, you can download anything else you want that would act as a jumping pad, but I'm really gonna go with this one. Alright, let's see how it behaves now. So it's a small jumping pad like that. So I'm gonna go here and just roll over it. Alright, we have a lot of jumping power, but I like that for now at least. We can always tweak that later on. You don't need to jump onto it, you just need to roll over it. It makes it really easier to use, and we don't want to really get blocked when we try to jump onto this, because it makes things difficult otherwise. So I think what we just did was a really good idea. It makes it more fun and easier to use. So I'm gonna try it one more time. Yeah, and feel free to adjust the size of it if you want to, as well as the jumping power. But now we will be able to use this jumping portal in our game to make it even more fun. Alright, thanks for watching, and I see you in the next one.